What's up, everybody? It's J Mac, and welcome back to Bigfoot Input. Thank you to the close to 2,000 people that joined us Friday night for our live show. Some of the regulars were there, which was awesome, and then we had a lot of new faces. So appreciate everyone joining us. We did kind of touch on these pictures there during the live show and went over some really cool stuff. But now we're going to do the actual video with some clarity and some close-ups on these amazing pictures. I trimmed the list down. I had about 30 pictures, but some of these pictures are going to be taking a little extra time, so I tried to trim it down. We got about 19 or 20 pictures. If you guys are creators and you have an emblem that you use on your Facebook, on your YouTube, whatever, please send me that emblem. What I'd like to do is start putting the emblem on the pictures instead of just putting the name of the person that sent it. You know, so if you have an organization such as Bigfoot World, who's already sent me their emblem, you know, if you have one, just send it over to me, email or message me or whatever. Okay. But anyway, that being said, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. This video I really think is going to blow your mind. So let's get into it. There's so many here, I'm not even sure where to start. All right, let's just start knocking some of these out. So, I'm not entirely sure what it is we're seeing here. This is from Sasquatch Reanimated, but I felt it was worth having a look at anyway. I mean, we certainly have a pretty distinct facial structure here, although I'm not entirely sure what we're looking at. Like, is this a pile of rocks? Obviously, you know, it leads to the question, what are rocks? What are boulders? What are stones? I don't know. There's a whole conversation there that I don't exactly have time to go down that rabbit hole today. But anyway, thank you, Sasquatch Reanimated on Instagram, for sending that to us. Kathy Westerman here. I think we can all kind of see the eye there, cranial ridge, nose, lip there. And as I always say, the difference between a real picture and pareidolia are the nostrils. One there and one there. That is a nose with nostrils. So that is a creature. And you know, Kathy, I know you're listening. It looks a little bit like the creature, one of the creatures in the other photo, which I'll be going over a little bit later. Keep that in mind. I think it does look like that other guy. But anyway, we'll get there. Scott Keller gave me permission to use this picture. You know, this one brought the trolls out. And Scott, if you are listening, man, don't pay attention to that. Those guys are idiots, and they'll just troll over anything. What I see here is a distinctive forehead hairline, which is always a good thing to look for to rule out pareidolia. Okay. Then you've got, this is the hair in the head, which comes down to the shoulder. Now, he is either very shrouded in grass here, or he's purposely trying to hide himself with grass foliage. You know, you can see this is all green here, but there's more of his body over here, which I think is an arm. He's just very hidden. And I think what's happening is I think he's walking through this bush. And so the bush is kind of camouflaging him quite a bit, which is the idea. And according to Scott, this was taken in northern Michigan. And the brush is 5 foot tall. So, of course, that puts this guy at, you know, 6, 7.5, heading towards 8. Thank you, Scott. We're not going to touch that picture yet. Squatch Man sent me this one. you know, blurry, yes, and it's a little indistinct, but it seems like there's definitely something going on here. That there's this bit of darkness here, which seems to have arms and legs, and then if you go over here, there's more. You got this guy kind of peeking out from behind this tree, and then I think there could be something else going on here. Although, not sure on that one. Thank you, Squatch Man. I'll be looking forward to more pictures. Let's look at Rebecca Rollison. Now, this one was spotted by Miguel. Now, this is the way I see it, okay? We've got a bit of a pointed ear here, and it looks like a pointed ear here. A little head there. And then it comes down, of course, eye, nose, mouth, chin, and even a cheekbone here. Now, our boy Adventure Monty, I mentioned this is Rebecca Rollison's picture, right? I think I did. But anyway, our boy Adventure Monty had some interesting things to say about the way he saw this picture. And it was so interesting that I just have to bring it up. He's saying that this face is just pareidolia in the fur of a creature. So forget about this. Try to forget about this. He's saying that this creature looks like Patty. Shoulder, no neck, cone-shaped head, facial feature there, arm here, wrapped around, holding a little bald creature. See his little bald head there? And carrying on back another toddler creature here. Now, I was perfectly happy with the other explanation. And then Monty brought up this, and it was so compelling, I had to bring it up. So to be honest with you, I'm kind of leaning towards Monty's explanation, but maybe Rebecca could throw in on this since it's her picture and she was there. Was there like movement? Was it just a still shot of a face? Like, tell us what you think about it. Maybe add something to this mystery. All right, we're moving. Let's get on to here. This is another Rebecca Rollison picture. Again, noticed by Miguel. I mean, seems pretty straightforward. Eye, nose structure there, mouth. Something very kind of almost sinister looking here going on. If it's a physical creature, it's deep in the foliage and just sort of poking its face out. It looks like a little bit more, but I'm not going to speculate what. Okay. Let's get on with the getting on. So, let's talk about this one. This was submitted by Boise Bigfoot. I think they are, yeah. They just said it was in one of the groups. They didn't specify who posted it, so, maybe they should. But anyway, someone's taking a picture of this guy, the back of this guy. It looks like he's over here having a pee or something, and somebody takes a picture of him, haha, whatever. Well, then this guy is captured in the background looking right at this guy. Now, my thing with this photo is judging by the nose, you can see the mouth, there's no doubt that this is a picture of a creature. Okay? The reason I say it like that is because I don't want to say, oh, this is absolutely a creature. Well, it's a picture of a creature. I do believe that for sure. The problem for me is that it looks really familiar. And I'm hoping somebody can help me out with that. Like I've seen it in like a movie or something. You know, it just looks so damn familiar. So if anybody knows, please throw that out in the comments. Like you say, oh yeah, I saw that on this movie, or you know, it was a Star Trek episode or whatever it was. But anyway, my initial reaction is that somebody photoshopped this creature into this picture. Okay. And then they went through the trouble of circling it and blah blah blah. All right. Now, that being said, let's just say for argument's sake that this creature just looks like some creature that I remember. Then that leads us to this. And unfortunately, I cannot zoom in anymore. But is there another creature right here? A little mouth there, nose, eye, forehead, a little hairline there. With some shiny hair there on the top, maybe greasy, oily hair. I mean, I just don't know what's going on here, guys. Is it a Photoshop hoax, but there actually was like a feral human in the photo? Or are these two in some sort of cahoots with each other and this is a real creature? I just don't know. This one, it's interesting, but it doesn't sit well with me, you know? So, but I don't want to drag on too long about this one picture because I've got some stunners coming up, guys. Really, just amazing stuff. So I think we're going to go ahead and just let this one go for now. Maybe we'll circle back around to it at some point if there's an interest. This guy Freddie here picked this out of one of Kathy's pictures. Kathy Westerman, Bigfoot World, no surprise. Big cone-shaped head, eyes, nose structure with one nostril visible. Again, not a shock. Very cool picture. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Bigfoot World, that whole group. Where do I want to go next? I want to go to Scott, Monsters from Maine. Sent this. I got 3 of his pictures on this video, but anyway, sent this picture in. Got an obvious sort of structure, you know, head structure here with tapetum lucidum, the eye shine coming off of this creature. This one is very cool, and again, I couldn't show it in detail during the live show, and the more we zoom, the more pixelated it gets, but you can see this is the eye shine, and it's really blinding the camera. Like, it's kind of disturbing the image itself, but you can see his little head comes up here, a little cone-shaped head, and then he's got this hairline right there, and then this would all be face. And you really can't make out too many facial features at that point, although I can kind of see a mouth right here. But the eye shine is blinding the camera. And then I'm going to point out something else that we talked about during live. So I see another face up here in the bush. Mouth there, nose, eyes, and the head structure here. It's faint. It almost looks like it's fading out or the camera's not quite picking out, but I still found it interesting, and I wanted to point it out. All right, move on. Another one, Monster from Maine, Scott Loomis. Caught this guy in the bush. Head structure here, round head. See? Comes down here into eyes, and possibly there's your nose, and some sort of almost gaping maw. This doesn't look exactly like a Sasquatch, but it's definitely a facial picture of something. And this is obviously a branch that's hiding behind trees like they do, but maybe it is a Sasquatch. I don't really know what it is exactly, but it's definitely something. All right. This is Scott's home run for the week right here. Monsters from Maine again. There you go. I mean, what more do you want? Head structure, taped and lucidum, nose and mouth, obviously all distorted by the branches and trees that he's hiding behind, but he's peeking out looking directly at Scott. And from what I understand, not all of the creatures that Scott tracks are friendly. Yeah. Scott's been, well, he calls it being zapped, which is probably some sort of infrasound. But careful out there, Scott. All right. Now, we're going to dig into this. Let's see. I got two things I really want to dig into. All right, guys. JT, this is our buddy JT from Sasquatch Confessions. He tagged us in this on TikTok, so we had to go have a look at it. So, right off the bat, I see two things, all right, that are really interesting. Start up here with this one. This guy seems to be peeking out from some wooded structure. He got the nice cone-shaped head. He's got an arm hanging down over what I believe is a wood structure of some kind. And you can see his other arm kind of coming around that tree. He's too far away for any definition, but he's there. He's watching. But what really steals the show is this guy. All right, let me get you a closer look. Now, do we see it? Do we see the hair there and the forehead here? And the eye there, nose structure. And you can even see his protruding, sort of jawline there and the mouth right there. And I think I have one more that's even closer. There you go. Now, when we get into it, you can really see, you can start to see the nostril definition there and really see the mouth and how the hair is a different color from the face. JT, I don't know what to say. This is a spectacular photo. Kudos to you, man. All right. I think we're going to get right down to it now. I appreciate everyone's submissions. They've been great. All right. This one is a slow burn. We're going to be on this one for a moment, okay? So buckle up. Stick with me. This is Kathy Westerman, okay? Bigfoot World. Took this picture IR, or actually I think it's footage. She was going through IR footage and came across something interesting. Now, the first thing she came across was this dude in the middle, and that's fine. I'm going to get back to him. So we started looking at this picture, and we started seeing a few little things that we couldn't quite make out, but we're like, well, maybe there's something there, maybe there isn't. So what we did is we changed the lighting on the photo. Now, I'm not one for circling stuff in photos, forgive me, but this one I had to. Because each time I looked at the picture, I kept seeing something new. Let's see this guy with an eye and a nose and a mouth. And even a little cone-shaped head there. Okay. What else do we have? We got this. Eye, nose, big lips, kind of like Andre the Giant looking face. Round head right there. And he even has a little cleft in his chin. Okay. This thing here, all I could make out is a nose and lips and a chin. This is the creature with the eye shine from the other picture, but when you change the lighting, you lose sight of that creature. So we're going to come back to this. Then I saw this guy. Eye, big cone-shaped head, cranial ridge, nostril, nose there, with the mouth, and a large beard. Or hairy chin, however you want to say it. Kathy, this is the one I was talking about from earlier that I thought looked like the other guy. I have a suspicion that these could be the same creature. They look a lot alike. I should do a side by side, but I didn't think of that ahead of time. But anyway. And then when you get into here, you start to see some less distinct things that are not as impressive, but still, like, look at this guy. I don't know. Something there. But anyway, so here. So anyway, so let's go back to the original version of the picture. Okay. So you can still make out this guy, you know, lighting or no lighting. The other ones, I think, are very subjective to lighting, although I can still see that one there. But what's interesting now, this is the original, by the way. This is unaltered IR footage. This guy. He's got the eye shine. He's got the cranial ridge. You can't really see his head that well. You can see his mouth right there. And you can see his nose with 1, 2 nostrils. That's a slam dunk. That is a creature. I think I got one more that's a little closer. Nope, not that one. Where did it go? Here you go. Okay. Get in just a little closer for you. Again, I love that you can see the nostrils. And then I asked, during the live show, I'd asked Kathy, I said, well, that's cool. I was like, but who's this? Right here. And once again, you can see 2 nostrils right there with the nose and the mouth and a little round head. I think this is a juvenile. Right next to mom or dad. So there they are in the same picture. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Just one more time. JT. Scott. Amazing photo. And then, of course, I think this is extremely impressive. Kathy. Thank you guys. I appreciate the opportunity to use your pictures and to just grow as a person, as a channel, as a community. We learn things every day. So, as always, we thank all of our members and our Patreon supporters. To our Patreon supporters, we will be dropping a podcast soon. Stick around for that. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. And anyway, guys, I appreciate all the support. Okay. Thank you very much. So this is J Mac, and I'm out.